Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is month number 2 of my 1 year process in growing out my natural virgin hair. Here's where we are as of right now in month number 2. So this is my virgin color at the root. You can see where the virgin ends and where the old bleach and tone begins. So I have quite a ways to go. The definition and texture of my curl pattern down here is not great because of the chemical damage. So over time, I am excited to see how my pattern changes and potentially becomes a bit more defined and a bit more manageable. Here is a length check, and the bottom goes down to about here. And if you saw my previous video, I talked about how I had to shave my hairline on my neck with liners, by the way, not an actual razor. And here is that growth so far. Here's the back. I did a little something different this time when styling. Normally, I define my part, bring everything downwards, and direct my curls either forward or backward. But this time, in the sections on the top, I ended up bringing everything up and back. And the curl pattern right up here, or wave pattern, is pretty strong. And lately, right here, has been showing me that it wants to go its own direction. So over the next few months, I'm going to be playing around with things and trying to figure out new ways and how to style and lay my curls versus trying to make them go in a specific direction, which is what I used to do all the time. If I'm being honest, I have had the urge to chop it. I really do love a short cut that's more rounded with layers and movement and volume. It's fun and easy. With natural curl, short, rounded, layered cuts, I find are a bit more flattering depending on your features. But for me, that's what I've enjoyed, and so it's really hard for me not to chop it right now. Something that I'm afraid of is the more length, the more weight, the less volume and less definition. But we'll see. Wearing or growing out your virgin hair is not that big of a deal, but if you are a fanatic like I am when it comes to bleach and toners and messing around with different levels and tones of different shades of blonde, you can understand how difficult it can be to stay away from the chemicals, especially if they are easily at your disposal right in the house. So it has been tricky for me to not grab my scissors and to not grab the bleach and toners, but the whole reason for these videos is to hold myself accountable in growing out my virgin hair, and also for other people who may be interested to follow along as far as the process of the speed in which our hair grows on a month-to-month basis when we are refraining from heat and refraining from chemicals and being gentle with the way that we manage our hair, and also being very selective in the specific products that we're using on our scalp and our hair throughout this process. If you have not yet seen the first video I did in this series starting 2 months ago, go ahead and check that out. It's super short, and I show you where I started, what products I use, and in which order and what they're used for. So if you're interested, all the info is right there. I will see you next month for another update.